We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Boxingego Unpacked. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live.
No matter how hard you try your best to hide it, the truth will always come out. Devin Haney, it has now been revealed and exposed that he has set his sights on fighting Lewis Crocker. In this video, I'm going to break it down and we will go over it. Let's get unpacked. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Now, the truth will eventually reveal itself, no matter how it remains hidden in plain sight at times. And this is one of those times for the Haneys and the Haneyacks. So let me get my headset on, and I'll let you know why I'm saying that. Roll the clip.
Boxing doesn't have to worry. It's in good hands. He'll get what's coming to him next Friday. And the only way he can get lucky is if he doesn't get hit flush. If he just gets half a shot, he'll get knocked out, but it won't be too bad.
And in case you don't know, this is Eddie Hearn speaking, but I got some people who might be new to boxing, so they may not know, and I didn't address it. So Eddie Hearn, boxer and promoter of Lewis Crocker.
If he gets hit.
Right now he's talking about Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua.
Boxing doesn't have to worry. It's in good hands. He'll get what's coming to him next Friday. And the only way he can get lucky is if he doesn't get hit flush. If he just gets half a shot, he'll get knocked out, but it won't be too bad. If he gets hit clean, he's in deep trouble.
But Eddie,
yeah, he's gonna get hit by both.
Yeah.
He got.
But Eddie, you do understand that this has to end because Anthony Joshua's historic.
I'll stop you there. You don't have to worry.
Please.
We'll take care of business for boxing next Friday.
What about Boots and Virgil Ortiz?
I said we're waiting. We're ready. We've been waiting for months.
I was told that there was going to be an announcement. You know, you was hearing from.
There's no announcement, but we are talking to Golden Boy, and we hope they're true to their word, and we hope we get the fight everyone wants to see. Best fight in boxing.
So you got a chance to sit next to Bill. Y'all back buddies again.
Here's the part. Bill Haney, listen.
Best fight in boxing.
So you got a chance to sit next to Bill. Y'all back buddies again, or
he's only buddy when he wants something. So you know he wants to fight Lewis Crocker, our welterweight world champion. It's a unification fight. So
okay.
Did you hear that?
We're not against the.
He wants to fight our world champion, Lewis Crocker. Listen.
Something. So you know, and we hope we get the fight everyone wants to see. Best fight in boxing.
So you got a chance to sit next to Bill. Y'all back buddies again, or
he's only buddy when he wants something. So you know he wants to fight Lewis Crocker, our welterweight world champion. It's a unification fight. So
okay.
We'll see. We're not against the idea.
All right.
But we got plans for this.
Sorry. You just quick thoughts on the turnout and stuff.
He said, we'll see. But he wants to fight our guy, Lewis Crocker. Man, the old bait and switch. Very predictable. Happens a lot in boxing. Now, Lewis Crocker, I don't know anybody who said, yo, I want to see Devin Haney fight Lewis Crocker, right? And we're in different times, and I feel like it's going to be a changing of the guard. I've told you for a while that belts, they don't have the same allure because it's too political, and there's different ways that these guys are getting in positions to get belts, right? So that lessens when you have the alphabet belt and you have all that going on, it lessens the whole meaning of the belts, right? This guy and his promoter were in good with this sanctioning body, so therefore they got ranked, got the position, and became a champion, right? And meanwhile, there's a better fighter or more dangerous fighter, and he always gets overlooked. And he's a boogeyman, and he's getting iced out or starved out. We see it all the time in boxing. I can give several examples in boxing, right? So, Lewis Crocker is a champion from Northern Ireland. Oh, what you thinking? Who the f is that? Right? Who the f? He's an IBF welterweight champion. He's undefeated. His resume is not that great, in my opinion. But just in case y'all want to see. The number's good, 22-0, 11 knockouts is about half of the time you fight, you're getting a knockout, whatever, about average, IBF world champion. But Patty Donovan, domestic level. Patty Donovan, Conor Walker, Jose Felix, Tyrone McKenna, Gremlin, or whatever, Grevin, Gremlins 2, the new batch. Octavian Grat. Like, come on, bro. Not Artem Haratunian, Artem Harugan. Right? Denise eBay. Lewis and Clark. John McClain. Cleveland, Ohio, Kane. Right? You don't, Jumaine, Juana Man, Maine, Camaro. Like, come on, bro. I don't know none of these names. Guerrilla DeVille. Sylvester Walkowski. We don't know none of these people, bro. So, champion, yes. Decorated, no. Fan anticipation, no. Now, the reason this exposes Devin Haney in the Haneyacks is because it's the old bait and switch, the oldest trick in the book, right? Where the bigger names that fans would actually rally behind or be intrigued about or want to see you fight, you call them out knowing that you're not in a position to make that happen, knowing there's no negotiations, knowing there's no business, basically knowing the fight's not going to happen, right? Bill Haney, not Devin, and that's the weird thing. Bill's not the fighter, but he's doing all the talking again because Devin is not good on the mic like that. So Bill Haney, the father that doesn't fight, right, he's calling out Gervonta Davis. We don't even know what's up with Gervonta Davis, where, like, you know what I mean? He's supposed to fight Jake Paul. The fight went kaput, and he's been on the low. So it was super random to hear Bill call out a 135-pounder when his son just became a champ at 147. Makes absolutely no sense. Why don't you move up to 54 and fight Jerron Boots Ennis if we're just doing musical chairs and moving people out of their division? Beyond that, Gervonta Davis and Devin, if they should have fought or would have fought, it should have been at 35. They both were there. But now, when your fighter keeps moving up or whatever, why would you expect the A-side fighter would bend or fold to the bequest of your preferred weight? It has never been a thing, right? Let's say Zordo Ramirez was popular like Tank Davis. He used to fight at 168. That's like him telling Bevel, let's say Bevel is Gervonta Davis, right? And Zordo used to fight at 168, but now he's a cruiserweight. That's like him telling Bevel, who's as popular as Tank Davis, hey, come up to cruiserweight and then fight me. You don't run the show. Nobody would expect for that to happen. So there's that. Other names. Ryan. Bill has mentioned like fighting Ryan. We know he is supposed to fight Barrios for a title. So he's pretty much booked up. Rematch in the future, cool, but he got to get past Barrios. Because if he can't get past Barrios, I don't even know where you go with the rematch. Moving on. Rolando Rolly Romero, another champion who just beat Ryan Garcia. He's in talks to fight Pacquiao. These are the names that the Haneys and the Haneyacks are calling out that are either not reasonable because, again, you can't. Why would anyone expect the A side to give in to the demands of a B side and fight at whatever weight that they're at now? It doesn't make sense. So Tank don't make sense for that reason, right? Rolly and Ryan don't make sense because it's been long rumored that they will be fighting and they're just wrapping up negotiations. So now, the old bait and switch. Now we find out from Eddie Hearn, who is the promoter of Lewis Crocker or whatever, right? Now we understand why Bill Haney went out to Stockton and went to an Eddie Hearn fight. Mind you, and this is how fake the boxing game can be, right? Because Eddie Hearn was talking jazz about Devin Haney. Facts, right? He was like, Devin is boring. Why would you want to watch that? The fight with Brian Norman, I wasn't really impressed. Credit to him for being a champion. But I didn't like the fight. It was abysmal, right? This is what Eddie Hearn was saying. So dragging your son's name through the mud, right? Wasn't entertained. It was boring, not fan-friendly, not fun to watch, right? Bill Haney responded like, Eddie Hearn mad, blah, 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 right? Bill Haney responded by leading the group in a chant that said, F Eddie Hearn, F Eddie Hearn. So pretty much throw the finger up the bird to Eddie Hearn. This is how fake the game is. After the Norman fight, when Eddie Hearn was thrashing Devin's performance, right, saying he's a boring fighter, making him look bad, I guess you could say, not helping the brand, right? You have Bill Haney who's like, F Eddie Hearn, F Conor Benn, he don't bring nothing to the table, and then started clout chasing, calling out Tank, Rolly, Ryan, already went over that, and he was like, F Eddie Hearn. Now he's at a rematch room, Eddie Hearn, matchroom event in Stockton, chumming it up with Eddie Hearn, and that's why Eddie Hearn said Bill's only cordial or nice when he wants something. What he wants is a unification with Lewis Crocker. Because to Bill Haney, that is a unification where they probably like their chances a lot. You know what I mean? So all the names you called out was for nothing. This was the real assignment. So it's just funny because everything else was a decoy. This is what you want. This is what is available, right? And back to what I said from the jump. Conor Benn, although he is not a champion, if you listen to the Haneys and the Haneyacks, they said Devin wants the big fights. Not my words, is what they said. Lewis Crocker is not a big fight. But Ego, wait, Ego, it's for the IBF belt. It's a unification. I didn't say it's not for a belt. I said it's not a big fight and it's not a fight that most people are going to be hyped about. Outside a small percentile of people, maybe, right? Haneyacks and the Crockpot fans. So you have an opportunity fight. Conor Benn off of the Chris Eubank set the record straight in the rematch. You're like, he don't have a belt. But then this is why boxing is all screwy. You now got Keyshawn and Shakur Stevenson and definitely Terrence Crawford talking about they don't really care. Sanctioning bodies been robbing the fighters. They don't really care about belts. It's about paychecks and big fights. But Boxingego been telling you that the belts don't matter, and y'all said I was tripping. Right? So I said that to say this. Conor Benn is a bigger and better fight. If you're going to fight someone from that side of the world, Northern Ireland, UK, around there, you know what I mean? Because because actually Northern Ireland, I believe, is a part of the Northern Ireland Republic is part of the UK. So if you're going to fight a UK person or somewhere right there, why not fight Conor Benn? Because it's a bigger and better fight. So if Turkey got to pay you whatever your contract says, big bucks, who wants to see this? And Eddie Hearn spilled the beans that why would Eddie Hearn say that he was there trying to talk about the Lewis Crocker fight? So yeah, it's a unification, but this is one of the rare occurrences where I've told you where I'm definitely for unifications, but I told you also you gotta look at it in case by case basis. Welterweight is the worst it's been in decades, probably. Like literally, it is horrible. So the best fights for Devin are booked up because I've already went over that earlier in this video. Rewind the track, picture me rolling. It's already slim pickings, and most of the welterweights are not really accomplished people at this division. The best welterweights already moved up, like Jaron Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, right? Keith Thurman. They already moved up. So in lieu of a lack of a big fight, here's an example of where I would prefer Devin versus Conor Benn with no belt, right, over a unification because the division is so thin. I just went over Lewis Crocker's resume. But this is what Bill Haney does. Talk up the big names, kick up dust like that's what you want, and then you're looking at Lewis Crocker, a guy like that. So I'm not impressed. I don't like the fight. I don't think it's a good fight. You let me know in the comment section of this Unpacked video if you are fanatical about this fight. I really don't like it. I don't see the value in it. Yeah, you could be like, oh, it's a unification. Devin's already been undisputed. So you already had all the belts in the division. This ain't gonna, I would give you legit, the welterweight division is so whack, you can fight a non-champion, several non-champions, and you'll get more respect than to fight a champion at this point, right? Because just because you're a champion boxing doesn't mean you're like super proven, right? If Devin beat Ryan in a rematch, Ryan's never been a champion, but that would be better for his brand than beating a champion, Lewis Crocker. If you beat the guy who just had some power at 160 and just beat Chris Eubank Jr., if you can beat him at welterweight, right? He's undefeated at welterweight. If you beat him, even though he don't have a belt, it's better, right? If you beat a guy like, who else is there? Just anybody, right? You'll get more credit. So it's one of those rare times where, like when Naoya Inoue, he beat Paul Butler for undisputed. Yeah, you did it, but that's not the same as Usyk beating Tyson Fury for undisputed, right? Because we know just because someone has a belt doesn't mean the caliber is the same. Common sense. So I really feel like the Haneys did a bait and switch, called out all these big names, only to be looking in the direction of Lewis Crocker. So enjoy that fight. Let's see if Turkey will pay for it. We Unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new, but even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.